Limpopo Department of Economic Development, Environment and Tourism has warned that establishments who sell alcohol to minors will lose their liquor licenses. The department says it will be conducting raids across the province to ensure compliance. They've also cautioned parents who send minors to buy alcohol on their behalf. For more on this, we're joined by the spokesperson for the department, that's Zaid Kala. Zaid, thank you so much for the time. Appreciated this morning. Let's just talk about what prompted this notice being brought forward. What prompted you as a department to have to make this known if people didn't already know that they shouldn't be doing this? Good morning.
Good morning, Gumeden. Yes, of course, we've got a problem with minors constantly visiting our liquor establishments in the province, either for entertainment purposes, either to purchase or buy alcohol, either to sit there for whatever reason, be it entertainment, be it drinking. And we have a situation whereby our liquor license holders don't actually do much to make sure that they refrain facilities. And that poses a problem because it goes against the Limpopo Liquor Act. And we have been fighting this over the years. So we get to a stage whereby children under the age of 18 are constantly assaulted in all forms of ways, including sexually, within this establishment. And we don't understand how come, because they are not even supposed to be there in the first place. Going there, talking to the license holders, giving them fines, obviously at some stages is not working, and we need to accept that. What then needs to be done is, since they are violating their conditions of trade, the Limpopo Liquor Act, it is from the license holders, and we call them to the liquor board, the Limpopo Liquor Board, to come and account for such. One of the things we are seeing happening most is parenting, poor parenting, bad parenting, ignorant parenting, whereby parents sit at home and send minors to go. Minors is anyone under the age of 18 who's not even allowed to enter a liquor restaurant, to go and buy alcohol for them. For whatever reason, they are at home, whether they're enjoying the festives or they are watching the soccer tournaments, whatever the case is, they are not allowed to send kids there. They're supposed to go on their own. If they feel they can't go on their own, then let them stay at home and drink water, but not send minors. Once you send a minor to such establishment, they become vulnerable to the situation there, to the environment there, to the intoxicated patrons that are already present at those facilities. So it is one of the things that we're seeing. And you get an instance also where some of these outlets that are operating.
Zaid, I don't want to lose you.
They are in the same yard.
I'm sorry, I don't want to lose you because the audio is actually cutting out on us a little bit. And so I don't want to actually lose you. Let me just ask my next question if hopefully the line stays up. I mean, this basically means we've been working on a trust basis ever since, because it's not as if there's actually been enforcement of laws in any particular way, or the monitoring of these laws in any particular way. It was a trust basis, and if police came through at any point in time to do a haphazard raid, then maybe they'd find something. But is it safe to say that we've been working on a trust system all this time and it's time to do away with it?
African Police Service that you are referring to as a department, we are working very closely with them. As we go and conduct raids, even now in December, we have not taken off. We continue working with them to go to these facilities. We check compliance at all times. It's just that you will understand that the number of these liquor restaurants or licensed establishments that we have, not just across the Limpopo province, but throughout the country, will in each province, of course, outnumber the amount of teams that we then have to go and enforce compliant, but they are working very hard. What we need to do in order to make sure that we do enforce the law is to have what we call responsible citizenry, because those who are sending minors to those bazaar to those liquor outlets, and the liquor license holders who allow minors to come in their establishment with patrons there watching these kids coming in and yet remaining silent, it says something about the kind of society that we also have. Hence, we are calling upon them to say, firstly, stop sending minors there. Be aware where your child is at all sorts of hours in the evening, because there is no way you'll be able to sleep at night and not knowing where your 14-year-old is unless until an incident happens and you are called at home. And they must report it to us and the South African Police Services. We are able to quickly get there and resolve the situation.
So again, we're still hoping for a trust basis there, because there's no other way, I suppose, to do it, right? Because it's not as if we can station a police representative of some sort at all of these liquor traders and liquor outlets. All we can do is hope that those liquor outlets themselves are actually doing something to prevent this. How quickly can we revoke licenses if one is found indeed to have been selling to minors?
No, immediately we get there, we are able to close them down. We are able to close them down and call them to the liquor board to come and account. So there is no delay process on that regard. We just had an incident even yesterday here in Limpopo, just outside of Polokwane. And we have since been there yesterday, and we have closed down that particular establishment because of the incident that has occurred there. So we are able to act very fast, but yes, we do need the license holders to be responsible. We do need the people of Limpopo to come on board.
What did the owner of that liquor establishment actually say was his reason for allowing a minor to actually consume or maybe just buy the alcohol? What was the reason they gave, if you know?
Look, the reasons will differ. Most times, the reason you get is that they were not aware that this particular person is a minor. And, the issue is whether this person is 16, 17, they were not aware whether the person is not 18, but it is still the responsibility of the license holder to verify that, as difficult as it might be, and make sure that all the patrons that are there are legally there. When we come, then we find them being there, it's violation of the Limpopo Liquor Act, and we immediately take steps. So all these are within the license holders or the owner's hands to verify the age of the patrons that they suspect to be underage.
Yeah. Has there been an issue around fake identification being used by minors, or maybe the minors themselves using older friends to then maybe purchase them the alcohol, etc.? Has that happened? Have you seen a proliferation of that, and how do you treat that?
Yes, that will happen. But from the first instant, this person was not supposed to have allowed them access to the premises, whether through the gate or at the door. So it is one of those things that they need to check, because once someone is underage or is a child, you suspect from the onset that this one is underage. But the fact that as a license holder of the establishment, I want that money, I want to make profit, I want the crowd to be there, I turn a blind eye. And that is what we have to deal with, that you can't turn a blind eye. And in order to do so, we need to take harsher steps. We need to show them that we can withdraw and we will suspend their licenses. We will fine them. And when need be, we will make sure that the South African Police Services also do arrest those when need be. Because most of these so-called shebeens, we have liquor restaurants, these so-called shebeens are operating illegally. And this is where most of these unwanted crimes or unfortunate incidents take place through these illegal operations. And we want also people to report that. As much as you are next door, you know you are operating legally, and there is this illegal tavern that is operating near you and you are failing to report it, they are still taking your customers who go there, spend money there, drink there, even though they are operating illegally. We are here as a department and South African Police Service, and we are just waiting also because we might not know where these things are popping up overnight. But the minute you inform us, we will come and will resolve that situation immediately.
Yeah, just as a final word, you can confirm that you will indeed be conducting raids. I mean, I don't want you to say where exactly these will be happening, but that is going to be the modus operandi moving into next year.
We're conducting raids throughout the year. During this festive season, we have doubled our efforts. We've got teams that go every day to this particular establishment and make sure that they are complying, that they are operating legally, that there is no minors, that is in a clean condition, all those regulations that are within the Act that they are supposed to abide by. We check those things. We will not stop. We'll continue every day throughout the year working with our South African Police Service in the province.
Okay, Zaid, how about you be part of our poll question? Because we're asking our audience this morning, everyone that's watching, what would help curb alcohol consumption by minors, right? And right at the top of the list, it's gotten 81% of the votes thus far, is tightening laws. So maybe that might help. The second one is better parental supervision. And the third one is awareness programs. What do you think? If you were to vote right now, what do you think would help curb consumption by minors of alcohol?
We can talk about tightening laws and have it at 81%. What's the point of tightening laws when we as adults raising these minors within the household, we are irresponsible ourselves? When we are the ones sleeping at night not knowing where our children are, when we are the one consuming alcohol, making sure it's all over the house, we get intoxicated to a point whereby we don't notice tomorrow morning that they have taken a dumpy or two from my collection in the fridge. So discipline starts at home. As much as we can tighten all the laws, if our citizens and our parents don't take the necessary precautions and they don't make sure that they watch over their kids and teach them the dangers of being at this establishment. This is a battle we are not about to win. This is where we need to come together as a society, not necessarily to look at the government department or look at the laws are there. The problem when it comes to minors is most of the time parenting, and it's difficult to accept this or to admit this even when they respond to your polls, because they can't say we are a problem as the parents and these kids sees it from us. We need to set an example.
So taking responsibility